Tilat Adonai Yedaber Pi, Vayivarech Kol Basar Shem Kodsho Le'olam Va'ed, V'anachnu Nevarech Ya, Me'ata v'ad Olam, Hallelujah. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 432. Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Yirutei V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon Uv'yomechon, Uv'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagala Bagala, Uv'izman Kariv, V'yimeru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam le'omeo maya yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar, v'yipramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudisha, b'rechu, le'la minko berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damihiran be'alma, v'yimeru amen. So we're going to turn now to page 2, all the way back to the beginning, which feels appropriate for this moment in the year. As we go truly back to the beginning, we're going to read responsively the poem in the margins of page 2. I'll do the first paragraph, you'll do the second, and so on and so forth. This Rosh Hashana, each of us enters this sanctuary with a different need. They're eager to confront the day, to make the world more fair. They have recovered from illness or escaped misfortune, and we rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow, disappointments weigh heavy. Some hearts are embittered. They have sought answers in vain. They've had their ideals mocked and betrayed. Life has lost meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore their hope that there is something to find. Amen. So with that, we're going to turn to page 5, and we're going to rise, if we're able, for the Baruch Hu at the top of the page. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hanayim Barach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai L'melech Haolam asher b'dvaro ma'ariv v'arevim v'chachma v'tesha. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hamari v'aravim. We're going to continue on the following page, page 6 at the top, Avat Olam. Particularly on the holiday, we are hoping to feel God's love and a connection to God. Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Havta Torah Mitzvot Chukim Umishpatim Otanu Limadeta Al Kein Adonai Eloheinu בשכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ועבדך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol meodecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, Asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'alektecha v'derech u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'ayu letotafo b'neinecha u'ktavtam Al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha v'ayam shod. Adonai Elohechem Emet. I'm going to invite up our reader who is going to read a prayer for redemption in the margins of page 8.
True redemption will arrive when enemies understand the humanity common to us all, when the praises sung by Israel can be sung by all peoples, forever rescued from their fears and hates, their cowardice and cruelty. As our ancestors sang, your praise all alone by the sea of reeds, so we sing your praise here, in the hope that soon, in our days, we may be joined by people of goodwill everywhere and sing.
So with that, we will truly sing page 8, beginning at the caret, Malchuto. And I welcome Cantor Abramowitz, who will be leading us beautifully as he does every year.
מלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורות תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
We're going to continue on page 9 with the responsive reading, the responsive translation of Hashkivenu. Our reader will lead us and we will respond.
Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully and to awaken again to life, our sovereign.
Spread over us your canopy of peace, restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name.
Shield us, remove from us enemies and pestilence, sword and starvation and sorrow, and remove the evil forces that surround us.
Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you are the sovereign, merciful and compassionate.
Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever.
May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Spread a canopy of peace over us and over all people Israel and over Jerusalem. So thank you. And I'm going to invite up the cantor again, Cantor Abramowitz, who's going to lead us in the Hebrew of Hashkivenu on the facing page.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim Ufros aleinu Sukat Shelomecha V'takanenu b'etzah tova milefanecha v'hoshienu למען שמך. והגן בעדנו, והגן בעדנו, והסר מעלינו אויב דבר וחרב ורעב ויגון והסר שטן מלפנינו ומאחרינו מלפנינו ומאחרינו ובצל כנפיך ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו ובצל כנפיך ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו כי אל שומרנו מצילנו, אתה, אתה, כי אל שומרנו מצילנו, אתה, אתה, כי אל מלך חנון ורחום, חנון ורחום, אתה. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום. מעתה מעתה, 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 ועד העולם. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We turn the page, page 10, and we rise if we're able as we announce and celebrate this holiday.
תקעו בחודש שופר, בכסל יום חגנו, כי חוק לישראל הוא משפט לאלוהי יעקב. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותך, וימליך מלכותך, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי תקודשה בריחו לעילה לעילה, מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירון בעלמא ואמרו amen.
We will continue on page 11 with the private Amidah. We'll give you some time to move through it on your own, and we will come back together with Shalom Rav, which you can find on page 16. If you are still offering your private prayers, you may continue to do so. We will continue with Shalom Rav, page 16.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael bechol eit uv'chol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We turn to page 19 for Kaddish Shalem.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra kirutech v'yamlich malchutech b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael b'hagala uv'zman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'olmei olmaya yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitzromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yitdaleh ve'yithalal shmech tekudsha bechu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma ve'imru Amen. Titkabal tzelotehon uvautehon dechol Yisrael kodam avuhon divishmaya ve'imru Amen. Yehish lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen.
Yasher koach. So, Shana Tova, everyone. It's good to see your faces. At the very end of Deuteronomy, there is a lyrical poem written by Moses where he describes God as El Emunah, God who has faith, or God who believes. What does this mean? The 4th century Midrashic text, Sifrei Devarim, explains God believed in the world and created it. The Midrash goes on to tell the story. Before the creation of the world, the angels pleaded with God, "Don't create the world. It will be a place of earthquakes and fire and disease. And certainly don't create humans. They are flawed. They will be broken. They will hurt each other and poison the earth. God, save yourself from all that pain and disappointment. Just enjoy the perfection of the heavenly realms." But God responds, "The things that humans will do in the world will be more real, more vivid than any perfect praise you angels can offer me. Angels can't feel the joy of rising from a sickbed or giving birth. Angels can't savor the taste of fresh-baked bread or a crisp apple. Yes, humans can hurt and destroy, but they can also heal and show kindness. None of that can exist in the perfect heavenly realm. And so, seeing both the beauty and the brokenness that was to come, God chose to have faith in us and create the world." This year, we have been confronted by the brokenness of our world, and most particularly with the pain that humans can inflict on one another. The terrible existential threat to Israel, the starvation and bombardment in Gaza, the devastation in Ukraine, violence and cruelty much closer to home here in America. But the moment in which Sifrei Devarim was written, when the temple lay in ruins and Jews were enslaved and tormented by the Roman Empire, was also a time of hopelessness and despair. What does it mean in such a moment to affirm our relationship with a God who believes in us and have that rekindle our belief in ourselves and in each other, our hope that we can get through this? I wanted to draw a distinction here between hope and optimism. Optimism can be an obstacle to hope because hope requires that we acknowledge how bad the situation is, and optimists don't let themselves go there. But in the words of Václav Havel, former president of Czechoslovakia and the Czech Republic, hope is an orientation of the spirit, an orientation of the heart. It transcends the world that is immediately experienced and is anchored somewhere beyond its horizons. Hope in this deep and powerful sense is not the conviction that something will turn out well, but the certainty that something makes sense regardless of how it turns out. In short, I think the deepest and most important form of hope, the only one that can keep us above water and urge us to good works, and the only true source of the breathtaking dimension of the human spirit and its efforts, is something we get, as it were, from elsewhere. It is also this hope, above all, which gives us the strength to live and to continually try new things, even in conditions that seem as hopeless as ours do, here and now. This Rosh Hashana, we are stepping into a challenging new year, but it is also rich with possibility. Like the world that God created, whatever we make of this year will be imperfect, but also vivid and real and worth the pain. May we believe in ourselves and in each other, and make something amazing together. Shana Tova U'Mituka. So with that, we're going to turn to page 24. And every year, this is a bit of a fun challenge. I'm going to come over to the cantor's side. We're going to rise. We will do kiddush together. We will follow it with hamotzi and apples and honey, and a blessing for a sweet new year. And then we will try and chew and swallow and manage to get to Aleinu. So please rise if you're able and turn to page 24.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am veromamanu mikol lashon vekideshanu b'mitzvotav vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava et yom hazikaron hazeh Yom Teruah Mikra Kodesh Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta Mikol hamim udvarecha emet V'kayam la'ad Baruch atah Adonai Melech al kol haaretz Mekadesh Yisrael V'yom hazikaron Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
So, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Te'avon. And finally, apples and honey. Yiratzon lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elahei avotenu v'imotenu shet chadesh aleinu shana tova u'mituka. May we have a good, sweet year. Amen. So, and with that, we will turn to page 25, And remain standing if we are able for Aleinu. I told you it was challenging.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עצרנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורל עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ונשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. על כן קבל לך אדוני אלוהים לתקן ראש. כי המלכות שלך היא, ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We continue on page 27 with the psalm for the season, appropriately, Psalm 27.
לדוד אדוני הוריבי, אישי ממרים, חיי ממחד. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אותה אבקש. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אותה אבקש. שבתי בבית אדוני כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם בנועם אדוני ולבקר בהיכלו. לחזות בנועם בנועם אדוני ולבקר בהיכלו. לולא האמנתי לראות בטוב אדוני בארץ חיים, קווה אל אדוני חזק ואמץ ליבך, וקווה אל אדוני.
We turn back to page 26. At the close of our service, we have an opportunity for a mourner's Kaddish. Mourners and those observing Yartzeit, please rise if you're able. Page 26. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyamechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'me'omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shmei d'kedusha b'richu. Le'ela, le'ela, min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. With that, it's my pleasure to turn things over to our co-president, Alan Rappaport, with our announcements.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
For those who don't know me, I'm Alan Rappaport. I'm the co-president with Dan Hartstein this year. And I'm wishing everybody a happy holidays on behalf of the Board of Directors. I welcome you tonight to the first of many meaningful High Holy Day services. We welcome those who are with us in person and those who are streaming remotely. Yasher Koach to all who participated in this evening's service, especially to Rabbi Feld and Cantor Abramovitz for leading the services, and Rabbi Feld for the offering and teaching. Tomorrow, Rosh Hashana services will be held tomorrow at 8:45 in person and via live stream. Tashlich and Mincha will be held at 4 p.m. tomorrow at Bolivar Pond. A regularly scheduled game day gathering will be at 1 p.m. this coming Thursday. Our regular scheduled Shabbat morning services will begin on Saturday at 10 a.m. in person, also live stream. Yom Kippur services will begin with Kol Nidre next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Please note that there's no religious school this week. Check our website, our emails for details on these and other interests of any items of interest. We continue to pray for the life, health, and freedom of the 23-year-old hostage, Alan Ohel Ben Edad. Am Yisrael Chai, Shana Tova.
And we'll conclude with Yigdal, which you can find on page 28.
It's a very old melody. Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach nimtzav yenet el metziuto echad ve'en yachid ke'yichudo le'lam v'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf lo naroch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar asher nivra Rishon ben Reshit leReshito Hino Adon Olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato u'malchuto Shefa nevuato netano El anshei segulato v'tifarto Lo kam b'Yisrael כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו אל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יתחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו.
Shana Tova Tikatevu V'Tikhatemu. May we all be inscribed and sealed for a good, sweet new year. Amen.
Amen.
See you bright and early tomorrow.
Yes.